Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. So I am gonna just do a voiceover here. I had a few things that I needed to get cleaned up in the house, and so I thought I would speed through a couple things. Working in my bedroom, in the bedroom office, the kids and I were doing some organization. This was on Saturday. I just had a lot of stuff. You guys saw quite a few review videos during Vlogmas. I tried to include as many as I could. I still have a couple of reviews out that I just haven't been able to get through yet. And yes, of course, I was in there with my praise music going on, and I have to get my praise on every now and then. So what I am doing is I'm going through and trying to declutter just some of the boxes that I do not need. Oh, yes, boxes that I do not need, and that just prompted my mind that I have to remember that I need to do something. So anywho, what ended up happening was that milk crate I had holding some files, but I got the new file cabinet in, and so I was able to use that to hold some of my YouTube overflow of products that I have not used up yet. And so that is exactly what I was doing there. So what I'm doing here now is I am using this is a sandwich tray, or like a 2-tier tray that I got for Christmas. And what I'm doing, because I don't really entertain quite a lot anymore, is I'm just using this. I needed a space to hold some of my jewelry pieces that I wear quite often. Lots of the jewelry pieces that I wear are some of the same ones, although these are from CJ. Remember, I did that review from CJ Mabry, so if anybody wants her information, let me know. I'll try to remember to link it in the description box below. But these are some of the pieces that came from her, as well as some of my Zulu glasses that I got that I did a review on recently. So that just helped to clear up some space. Then it was off to the kitchen. You guys know I have a ton of stuff in my kitchen. But we're getting ready to do the 14-week home organization challenge. And I'm just trying to keep a handle on cups. Cups are the thing. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of what I've seen larger families do, which really is to go ahead and just assign 1 cup a day or a water bottle. That way they can use that during the day, because we go through a ton of cups. It's pretty much like every time you need a new drink, you get a new cup. And they do the same when they make coffee for me. It's 15,000 coffee mugs. And I'm like, y'all just rinse out the coffee cup. It's no problem. I do try to help out with dishes on weekends, because Alana does dishes mainly. We have not switched jobs quite yet, and I don't think we're going to be switching for some time, but I do pick up some of her dish slack on the weekends. And yeah, just to try to help out just a tiny little bit. But the cups, there's just a lot of them. But this day I was really just trying to clean out the fridge. We had a lot of stuff that just needed to be done. I think this was New Year's Day, actually. We were heading over to my sister's. So I was trying to do a little bit before it was time to head over to her house. We ended up being just a tiny bit late, but that was better because she actually got off work late. So it gave me plenty of time to do just those few dishes. We had a ton of silverware, and the cups were the main thing. Yes, we do put a little bit of bleach in our dishwater. I do. The kids don't necessarily, but Mom does. And Jackson came into the kitchen and was helping me out just a tiny little bit. It does help me to have my kids do stuff. I was watching Kimmy from She's in Her Apron this morning, talking about people asking why she did a lot of the work without her kids. And she explained that it was She's in Her Apron, and her children did their zones and that type of thing. And I totally get that. My kids just happen to have always been in the vlogs, or since we started the channel, and so you always see them in and out. I guess as they're getting a little bit older, you may not see them as much, but we do lots of things in our family as a family. So you're always going to see us together. That's just how we have familyed for years and years, and I don't plan to change that. But like I said, as the kids get a little older, You may not see them in the vlogs as much, but we still have some time with these two at home anyway. So I'm just giving the sink a good wipe out, a good spray down, because I do like that Fly Lady system of, shine your sink. It's just something that I've always done. And then I do try to wipe down the counters as much as I possibly can. With everything that's still going on, it's just extra helpful to be diligent with your sanitary practices. So here I'm putting on some cabbage for New Year's Day. I put a ham bone in. We had a ham, and that was just a leftover ham bone. I'm just seasoning up the water, and then I'm going to wash that cabbage off very quickly, throw it in the Instant Pot. 6 minutes on manual pressure is how I do my cabbage. I also added in just a couple of tablespoons of bacon grease and 1 full stick of butter. That's called butter cabbage. I did a cup of water. You could do a half cup of water. I put the ham bone in first because I only did 6 minutes, and I wanted to make sure that as much of that meat came off. I ended up having enough to do 2 pots of cabbage, so I just left the ham bone in for the second pot as well, and it worked out perfectly fine. I did have to do a second batch, but that worked out perfectly. It was no problem. And again, you know me, just wiping off counters and doing all the things. Here I was cleaning out a little bit of the fridge. Sometimes we have multiple bags of things, and I wanted to make sure that we just kind of downsized everything and to make it as, clean in the refrigerator as we're able to get it. And so I just, combined some things, threw away some old packaging. I made those keto sausage balls, or Jackson made them. And then that was Christmas gifts that we got that we could put things in the pantry closet. And so that's exactly what we did. We put some stuff out in the garage. The things that are bags and can easily be gotten into by critters or of any kind, we keep inside the house in the hot pantry like that. So again, just wiping down as much as I possibly can, just to keep down as many germs as we are able. We're checking on the rotisserie chicken that we had put in the oven to warm, and that is what Jackson and I were doing in that moment, was really just trying to, again, continue to do as much cleaning as we were able to do. I've got to come through and do my pantry, a huge clean out in the pantry, because it's still a lot of stuff in there that just needs to be cleaned out. The last thing I am going to show you is I bought some brownie mix from Costco. It's the keto or the paleo version of brownies. They whipped up very quickly, in my opinion, and were very, very good. We added in a few of the keto chocolate chips as well as the salted caramel. You got 3 of those packages in a box for $9, I believe it was. And they cooked up really well. So far, they were the best keto version of brownies that I've cooked. Jackson said it still tasted the same as the almond flour brownies, but to me, they were the best brownies I've done that were keto. And so, of course, I'm always trying to find things to keep me from eating non-keto items. And these I thought were really good. We're going to just cut them up and, have them in my lunches for the next couple of days. But yeah, they did very well. $3.50, I think we cooked them for about 35 minutes in that glass pan. Worked out just fine. So there it is, you guys. It was just a quick cleanup, do a few things, get a few things done in the house this day. And here's our dinner, how it all looked. This is what we took to my sister's house. So thanks so much for stopping by. Thumb it up, share if you want to, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.